This is CNN Breaking News.
We do have some breaking news to bring you right now. The Trump administration is imposing new sanctions on Russian oligarchs and government officials in what could be the toughest penalty we have seen for Russia's interference in the 2016 U.S. elections and more. CNN's Michelle Kaczynski is live in Washington with all of the breaking details. What have you just learned, Michelle?
Hi, Allison. Yeah, we're just getting this from senior administration officials that they have now sanctioned 7 Russian oligarchs, 12 companies that they either own or control, and 17 senior government officials in Russia for various reasons. This is not just connected to U.S. election meddling, although the authority under which they impose these sanctions does include that. 38 total people and entities now sanctioned. So that means their assets in the U.S. will be blocked and U.S. people will be barred from doing business with them. I think what really raises eyebrows, we've known about this list of oligarchs the administration designated months ago. This was in January. They didn't impose sanctions then, although they did say they were coming. Today we are seeing those. So of the original list of more than 200 officials and billionaires and people connected to Putin that they designated, we're now seeing 38 of them actually sanctioned. What we saw on the call, though, these are high-ranking people. One of them, Oleg Deripaska, he is an aluminum magnate and a billionaire. He's connected to former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, and his partner, Rick Gates, both of whom were indicted in the Mueller probe, looking into potential collusion of the Trump campaign with Russia. So the fact that he has been singled out and now sanctioned shows that, we don't know the exact reason why he in particular would be, but administration officials listed, the expanse basically of Russian activity in the world, including connections to Syria, including benefiting from corruption in Russia. A number of these people are also connected to high-level oil and gas companies there. So this shows the administration is serious about targeting at least some of the people that are high-ranking in Russia and some of the people that are connected to Russian President Vladimir Putin. David?
Michelle Kaczynski, thank you very much. The latest on this breaking news. Let's get reaction to this with Democratic Congressman Beto O'Rourke of Texas. He's locked, as you know, in a fierce Senate race to oust Senator Ted Cruz. Congressman, we heard earlier this week from outgoing National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster that Russia, in his words, has suffered no cost for meddling in the 2016 election. Well, what about this?
There hasn't been any real deterrence provided by this administration or this country to stop Russia from continuing to meddle in our elections as we go into, in just a little more than 7 months, another important national election in this country. We will be selecting our senators and our U.S. representatives in every state of the union. So this is important. And I think these sanctions are a step in the right direction, but there has to be a lot more. And there has to be accountability for Russia's involvement in 2016, and we've got to stop them from getting involved in 18, 20, and those elections going forward.
Fair enough in terms of future deterrence, but I do think it's fair to point out that critics of the president say, oh, you know what, he doesn't take on Putin, that there's no cost for any of this, and now he levies very serious sanctions against people who are close to Putin, who are high-ranking businessmen in Russia, after expelling Russian diplomats for the country. Does the administration not deserve credit for doing what critics like you and others have called on him to do?
Yeah, David. So I was trying to make the point earlier that I think the administration's taken a step in the right direction. So let me reiterate that. But there's still so much to do. And we know from listening to the folks at the NSA and National Security and federal law enforcement that this administration has not made deterring Russia from getting involved in the 2018 election a priority in this country. So it looks like there's been some consequence for meddling in 2016. I think we need to do more to deter Russia from bad behavior in our elections in other parts of the world going forward. So a step in the right direction. We need to see more going forward.